Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, people in Key West, Florida are going to have a vote soon on whether or not to allow large cruise ships into your port anymore. And there's a society out there, a group called Cleaner, Safer Ships. And they are advocating all these proposals, and they've talked in, they managed to get, I think it's 1,100 signatures or 1,200, something along that line that they have to get of residents in order to get it put on a bill. And there's 3 proposals out there, and they're saying, don't worry, it's not a ban. There's still going to be lots of cruise ship industry coming. It's just going to be much better, safer, cleaner for everyone. And they are so full of crap. So first off, let's go with the first one. They come out and they say it's for your safety, right? Everything now is not about anything else. It's always about, this is for your safety now. Doing this will keep you safe. Virus, virus, virus. Remember, virus, virus, virus. Well, by the time the cruise ship starts sailing again, the virus is either going to be over or we're all going to have it. So that is really a non-factor. But some of the numbers they're touting right now really have me questioning it, because they say that cruise ships represent 17% of all cases in the United States of the virus in February and March. Wow, that must be a lot of people. So I went on and I inspected the CDC's numbers and I checked it, and total in March on cruise ships in the United States, there were a total of 338 cases on the cruise ships. Even if we triple that and say that they gave it to 2 of their friends, every single person from a cruise ship, that would be still around 1,000 people. Well, in the United States in February and March, by the end of March, there were over 338,000 cases of the virus. So if I do my math, 338,000 by 1,000, that doesn't come up anywhere near 17%. It doesn't even come up to 1%. It comes up at 0.3% in reality. So I don't know where they got that number. Are they talking cruise ships around the world and they misspoke and said the United States? Are they talking suspected cases? I don't know where they're getting their numbers. I've checked with the CDC, I checked with Wikipedia, I've checked everywhere I could. And these are the numbers that I see. And so I don't understand that. But it's all about protecting you, right? It's all about saving you, all these things. And they say, well, one of the best things to do is we're going to limit the size of the cruise ships to 1,300 passengers. 1,300 passengers or 1,200 passengers. And at one of their sites, they say passengers only, but another one says passengers and crew. So I decided, well, they say, but that's not a ban. It's not a ban. There'll be plenty of cruise ships coming in. We're going to restrict it to 1,500 a day, and that way things will be much, much better. And on their own website, they said that Key West brings in about 10,000 tourists a day from the cruise ships. So they want to take away from 10,000 and go down to 1,500. So basically down to 15%. They want to take away 85% of the income for the people who live in Key West and the shops and the owners from the cruise ships. And they say, well, people who travel to Key West and stay at hotels and everything spend way more money than people from cruise ships. Well, yeah, they're paying for hotels. Of course they're going to spend more money. Is that really a fair comparison? That's like saying when I go to Florida, if I stay at Disney World, it's going to cost me $6,000. But if I stay at a friend's house, it's only going to cost me $1,000. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because you're paying for that hotel, and that's why you're adding up all the money that people spend. So it's really an unfair comparison because it's a whole deal. People have their own built-in hotel room on the cruise ships. But there's still 10,000 people a day. And even if they only spend $35 each, That's $35,000 a day coming into the Key West economy. A day. I don't know about you, but there's some ports here in Canada that would die for that kind of income coming in on a regular basis. And so that's, I decided, well, okay, they're saying it's not a ban. Don't worry about it. There's still going to be lots of cruise ship traffic coming in and out. Don't worry about it. So I decided to look at, with their current ban that they're proposing of, say, 12 to 1,300 person, passengers or crew, total or not total, whatever, I decided to look at the main cruise lines and see how many ships are qualified to go on that exclusion. So I went and I said, okay, how many ships does Royal Caribbean have that? Oh, they don't have any cruise ships that would be able to sail there. That's okay, I'll check Costa. Oh, Costa doesn't have any cruise ships neither. How about MSC? MSC doesn't have any. Carnival doesn't have any cruise ships. It's a Norwegian Cruise Line. Norwegian doesn't have any cruise ships. What's going on? Celebrity. The only ship that would qualify is an expedition cruise ship, and they're not going to expedite an expedition cruise ship to go to Key West. That's not what they're built for. So Celebrity doesn't have any cruise ships that fit the bill. Holland America doesn't have a cruise ship that will sail with that many passengers. And Princess Cruise Line has one ship, the Pacific Princess. So out of all the major cruise lines sailing out of Florida and around the area, 0 ships qualify under your so-called non-ban. So tell me again how this isn't a ban. Tell me again how you expect all of your businesses to lose that amount of income with those restrictions in place. But they'll try and spin it that it's all for your best and it's all for your safety. But remember, Key West is part of the United States. So if there's something that happens with a spread of a virus in the Key West, you're what? Literally an hour on the cruise ship to get down to Miami and Fort Lauderdale? I'm quite sure that that's the main cities that you would be heading to if you were a cruise ship, and not dumping a bunch of people off in Key West, Florida, that has a medical center hospital as opposed to a real hospital. They only have like 170 beds or something like that in the Key West Medical Center. So yeah, they would not be dumping people onto you. They would be going and heading back to a major port in the United States, and it would be a US destination. So again, I just want to be clear, because the way they're making it sound is that they're protecting your life because of the vast outbreak on the cruise ships, yet we all know, we don't even know what that is. All the cruises sailing right now, there are cruise ships sailing, river cruises and ocean cruises out in Norway, and Ada Cruise Line is going, and Genting Cruise Line is getting. There have been 0 cases of the virus on any of those cruise ships. Any of them whatsoever. However, if you want to talk about canceling things, maybe cancel your airports and things like that. Because, for instance, here in Canada, over the last 2 weeks, there have been 26 cases of COVID-19 being brought into the country by plane. That's right. And now people who are in contact with them all have to quarantine. That's 26 separate incidences coming into Canada in the last 2 weeks. So just imagine how many would be coming into the United States, because you get far more passengers flying into the United States than we do here in Canada. Far more. So if we're at that, getting that, and they're coming in by plane all the time, maybe we should just shut down all the airports, right? Because it seems like that's what you're trying to do with the cruise lines. You don't want cruise lines, period. And this is your chance, and this is your opportunity to spread fear to people because of COVID-19. And maybe they'll just be gullible enough to believe the rhetoric. I don't know, because if I'm a shop owner in Key West, Florida right now, I'm getting everyone I know and every one of my friends, and I will be voting in November, and I will be fighting this tooth and nail, because that is a heck of an amount of money to leave on a table and basically maybe bankrupt your business. Bankrupt your business altogether. And it's the people who say that they're doing it for the wrong reasons. Just come out and admit it. You don't like cruise ships. You think they're an environmental hazard, and that's why we're doing it. Stop trying to spread the fear of the virus and your safety because it's going to overcrowd your hospitalized systems because it was so huge on cruise ships. Well, guess what? Across the world, it's less than 0.1% of people from cruise ships in the world with the virus. So tell me again how it's only the cruise ships. It drives me nuts. But in the meantime, say hi to all the people flying in who just might be contacting it because there's no separation, there's no real procedures on board, people are pulling their masks down, there's no repercussions, there's all kinds of things, there's hardly any restrictions coming in anymore. They're opening it up left and right. But they want you to vote no more cruise ships because you don't need that tax money, you don't need that income, you don't need that job. Well, just letting you know, and if you truly don't want cruise ships in for the right reasons, you really don't want them in, then yes, go ahead, vote for that. That's no problem. I just don't want you to be fooled by the spins that happen out there. Check it out, find out the facts for yourselves, and really check, telling it it's not a cruise ship ban because there'll be lots of cruises coming in. Don't worry about it. Yet every single major cruise line out of 160 cruise ships that sail out of the U.S., one qualifies from the major cruise lines. One qualifies to go there. And they do world cruises. Chances of them stopping in Key West, Florida are pretty slim. So say goodbye to the money, say goodbye to everything, and yeah, just don't let the fear vote. That's all I can say. But I am biased. I will admit it. Like they're biased against cruise ships, I'm biased for cruise ships. I'll admit that. I love cruising and I hold no shame in that. Well, so take my advice with a grain of salt as well. That's what I mean. Find out for yourselves, right? That's the best way to do it. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.